But let's be back at it. Let's go. We got next
Yes,
on the
yes,
flow.
yes. We got next, as always.
Well, it's one of those things. I guess with the NBA offseason, you don't know what's gonna play out. A lot of crazy things can happen.
Mm.
Stuff you don't expect. Sometimes, you think him coming back, and they don't.
Ooh,
Uh,
I like how you
you
just did
you
that.
just don't know. You don't really know nobody's mindset. They can say all the right things, and then they on a totally different playing field. Um, let's just start with our hometown here in Detroit, man. Like, did y'all see the Dennis Schroeder the little IG live? Like that to me, I don't know what that was about, but I think me and you we talked briefly. That came across to me like you expect us to sit around and wait for you
Mm.
while you date other people.
Mm-hmm.
And Trade said, "Hello, I don't
You got me
operate.
confused.
I don't operate like that in that fashion."
I brought you
So,
here because I needed somebody.
so if you choose to talk to her, and see, what time of day they're available,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with the one that's ready to go out with me right now because I'm available at 6 o'clock. So it's one of those, it hurt a little bit because I do feel like he truly meant to bring most of these guys back, if not all three of them. Circumstances have changed,
Right.
so he had to maneuver.
Pivot.
You had to make a switch up real quick, and I'm not mad at it.
Highly impressed with the switch that he made.
A couple other podcasts I've watched, they think so far we dropped the ball. I don't agree with that.
Mm-mm.
Because we're looking at different skill sets. If you're
Nope.
talking about what a Tim Hardaway and Beasley gave you, to me it was just strictly shooting.
That's what it was.
That's it.
Scoring.
It wasn't much else.
Yeah.
Not to be disrespectful to them, but it really wasn't much else.
Leadership of veterans.
And then what you saw in the playoffs when it started, them numbers dropped significantly from the three. And that was ain't they supposed to be 3-point shooters? We talking about numbers like I think Tim Hardaway shot 37% in the regular season. BZ was closer to 40. First round against New York, they was in the 30, 31, 32. So with Schroeder going to Sacramento, with Tim Hardaway going to Denver, and really to me, Tim Hardaway was a bigger slap in the face. You took a 1-year deal, man. The vet minimum. You couldn't come back to Detroit for that. Ain't like they overpaid for you.
Detroit didn't want him.
They probably just looked at it like,
we didn't
right.
want him.
So before we jump into Beasley, what do you guys think about the two players that we picked up in Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson?
As you just said, Trajan had to make a pivot, and he adjusted like fucking Floyd Mayweather. You ask me.
He did.
Dude, me and Teezy been talking about it. We was talking about it the day it was going down. Like, what are you gonna do? Karis LeVert is a much stronger option than Tim Hardaway Jr. Much stronger. Defensively and everything. Much stronger, right? Duncan Robinson been shooting 40% from the three. If you want to talk about who was acting the fool in that bubble chip for Miami, it was Duncan Robinson.
He was making noise.
So what we need you to do is spread the floor.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I am highly impressed in Trajan's adjustments and moves. And we got a better shooter.
Percentage-wise, career-wise, yes.
We got a better shooter. And on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, Duncan Robinson, is he younger than Beasley?
No, he's 31, Beasley's 28.
So just a couple years. Either way, I'll take that veteranship. Plus, him and Karis both played in Michigan.
Yes, they
did. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they did. What you got, Art?
I'm gonna go ahead and speak for the new guys and saying, which is Karis LeVert, Duncan Robinson, Chaz Lanier. Karis LeVert. I'm gonna say that name again.
Yeah.
And it's very fitting for me to say this. We got next.
Boy.
Very fitting.
Ooh.
Right? Because
it's an upgrade, bro.
And what we had, okay, I got it. What we had.
He made it do what it do.
Schroeder came in when? Schroeder came in at the trade deadline, and that piece was given to us. So we never sought out to get that man.
No, we didn't.
Right? And then guess what he did? He said, I'm gonna look and see if I can get some more money from somebody else.
Versus coming to talk to us first.
Bye, because you didn't want to be here in the first place. I love what you do with Schroeder. Good luck in Sacramento. Salute. But the other boys got next. And what I'm seeing shooting. I'm seeing defense. I'm seeing those guys ready to come in and play.
Duncan Robinson got to play better defense, but he will have to play better defense inside of a JB Bickerstaff system.
He don't have
and
no choice.
Karras is JB's guy.
Come on.
Watch how much of a utility man he becomes.
He was in Cleveland with him.
Bruh.
He was in Cleveland with him. So you know what he
need to do is when K got to get in superstar shape.
That's it.
He wasn't in that last season.
I was telling Mike, after the playoffs ended, Dog went to work immediately.
Yeah.
He's working now.
Yeah, I already know.
Getting stronger.
And Jaden ain't stopped working.
Oh, come on.
I saw something the other day. For the first 30 games, Jaden averaged 17 points and was shooting 40% from the three.
Man. Come on.
For the first 30 games of the season, bro.
The season. He was getting most improved.
Listen, he had a couple buzzer beaters to win us the game.
Yeah. We would
People
have
say
it.
What was supposed to be your offseason upgrade? It's Jaden Ivey.
Facts.
Get some support around it, and that floor gets spread.
It's over.
Now, my only concern is if you know, if he happens to not be able to pull off to get a 4 or 5 over here, the Paul Reed coming back, whatever, cool.
League minimum.
But if you really want to expand this team's chances of looking different, to me, you got to get somebody that face up, play with it back to basket, something. Now, if he really banking on a lot of these internal growth, as he keeps saying, Duran, what you gonna give me? Because I seen him, but they showed him in practice in the playoffs. Jab, hit it. I mean, I'm like, where's that in the game? Yeah. He did it 5 straight times. I'm like, come on, you gotta give me that in the game.
You do. You're right.
Where is that? Because you can't do that in practice when they just lightly just kind of, just keep working on whatever you got to do. Because that is, if Trajan Lane is really going to stick to the ground with this and stick to the guns with this and say, we are banking on these guys coming back this much better next season. That means I want to see Ron Holland shoot better from 3. I want to see Asar Thompson take more shots from mid-range. And I need to see Duran.
Time out. This is what I want to see from Ron Holland. Ron Holland.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Relax. Stop looking like Busy Bee from Sunset Park. Please.
Said Busy Bee. Jesus.
Please.
Listen,
oh, Lord.
Come on.
Oh, Lord.
I can't let you do my little homie Scrappy.
He said my little homie.
You can't do Scrappy Doo like that.
Scrappy Doo.
That's his nickname.
That David
That's
Grimy.
his nickname.
He said Scrappy Doo.
Let's think about this. When we was young watching Scooby-Doo, Scrappy wanted the smoke.
All of it.
He wanted it. Well, Ron is that. We need that, bro.
We got it in Stu.
So, but we need it in the team.
In the young pup.
You say, okay, look. Rip Mahorn put that in Bill Lamb Beer.
Mm-hmm.
You can say Ben put it in Chauncey and Rip because she'd already had it.
Well, they can actually shoot though.
But no, we're talking about Dog. We talking about Dog.
He put that in
defensively.
Dog. Bingo.
He made them better defensive players.
So what I'm saying is, if Stu is the one, it's got to migrate out. It's got to be more than just Stu.
I give you that.
I need Scrappy Doo for that. Don't get me wrong.
Can you tell him to calm down a little bit though?
He going to summer league, man. Hey man, it's another one y'all not knowing about. You got to work.
Bobby Clinton,
bro. He was on the playoff roster for a reason. He did not play, but he was there.
He was there.
I think that he's going to have to show. I mean, I think he'll get much more run. He's going to be the backup 4. He will literally be coming
at
behind.
This point, yeah.
He's coming behind
Tobias.
And I'm okay with that. Dog was like player of the week multiple times in the G League. Multiple. He balled out. He balled out. But I would like to go get Imani Bates personally. That's just me. It's cheap. Don't cost nothing.
And they have a mid-level exception. 14.0 is it 14.8?
something like
Something like
14.3.
that. 14.3, 14.8.
They just missed. Unfortunately, they missed on a few guys that we heard they was linked to. Obviously, Nas Reed stayed in Minnesota. He got 5 year, 125.
Please don't say the name.
Miles turned and jumped over to Milwaukee. You see what they done did to their team. They willing to take a cap hit over the next 5 seasons just to get rid of Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Financial hell.
So,
I ain't never heard a release where somebody's getting $22 million a year.
That's insane.
And not playing.
So
fishing.
Yep.
What?
They, the only guy that's left that I think they have a shot at, I think we talked yesterday. John Collins.
Yeah.
John Collins.
Didn't I say that a while ago, fellas?
Yep, you did.
JC.
Yeah, I think a few shows ago we all talked about John. The thing is, they saying the market is so dry for him. Nobody's calling, nobody's checking. So we can get him at an extremely low discount, but it still might put us in the first tax apron.
Yeah,
and we trying not to get there.
The thing about it is, and which I read about this, Utah asking price for him is a little steep.
Yeah.
And ain't no team.
Well, it's about what's left of his contract. He got $25 million left.
People eat that, but they want first round picks for him.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something right now. To get a guy that averaged 19 points, 8 rebounds, and shot 40% from 3 at 6'9", 6'10", I might have to give up one or two.
With the chisel.
I take him.
I do.
I
take him, man.
I take him for 1 or 2.
I want Johnson.
Well.
I do it.
Yeah, I do it. I do it too. He'll fit right in.
He would.
He would fit. He would literally fit right in. He play hard. He's an offensive and a defensive guy. You know what I mean? I think he'd fit well with Cade.
It's just a different look that this team hasn't seen. We haven't seen somebody that can shoot 3 or post up at 6'8" or more, like doing not like that. Stewart not like. We got
guys getting older.
Yeah, it's only so much. He 33. He got 1 more year left on his contract here.
Yeah,
to be honest, I'm thinking in my mind, if we don't do nothing else in the offseason, you might see something done at the deadline. Maybe it's him and
it's gonna be if it's a trade, it'll happen mid-season.
Yeah.
If it's a trade.
If it's a trade, yeah.
If we got to see the thing is, I'm with you. I love to have John Collins. What you got to give up for him?
The thing is,
they had a nice package at one point.
How it's going is this, because Detroit is kind of iffy, but because of that Schroeder deal, they can do it. They have a little bit of wiggle room.
They want to do a sign and trade.
They have to do a sign and trade.
That's what Tech is with Duncan Robinson.
Right.
Tech, he going to Miami.
So how it's got to play is, if they want to get John Collins, Detroit got to get a third team involved.
Yeah.
And who that third team is going to be is we don't know, because that third team might want one of our ones.
Absolutely.
And that's when it's getting dicey, because Trajan ain't trying to give up
nobody.
He ain't trying to give up
nobody because he saw. Listen, 14 games.
Yeah.
You saw what happened this last season.
Yep.
And you was down 2 of your main guys
and still made a noise.
4-2. Okay, I'm sorry, that's not average,
and that's not saying we need to give up ones,
and that's not saying that I put the trust in my guys and got them coached the right way, and only had them for parts of the season, and I still got to the first round of the playoffs. The season after, I was the worst team in Piston history.
That's facts.
Hey man, I'm not mad at that man for how he moved. I'm not.
That was a culmination of good coaching. They have JB Bixby have no joke. They have a very good assistant coaches over there.
Absolutely.
And you got a stud in K who said, I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of getting my teeth kicked in.
Yeah.
And I think they all said, let's do this.
Hey, Jared Jack coaching over there, bro.
Yeah.
Man.
But you got to understand, sis.
Yeah,
absolutely. But what you said, first and foremost, bro, we had a bunch of pieces last year. This team, if JB had that team with them 14 wins, I bet we'd look like we did.
Absolutely.
If JB had that team, boy didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't care.
He did not.
He didn't care.
He did not.
It looked like a replay of every time we lose a game. And he just looked sad and depressed. Like he just don't. He couldn't come up with nothing to make us any better.
In them 14 wins is when I saw, and I've talked to Teasy about this. I think I said it to you before, Mike. This is when Cade, I started paying. I was already looking at what Cade could do, but this was his first real healthy season. We was losing every game. but he was still busting triple.
But they were in the game. They couldn't control the fourth.
Yeah.
If you know, a lot of loss the Pistons had was in the fourth.
Nope.
And you talking about the worst season, right?
Yes, when they went 14, they weren't like
they were
totally
like
getting
with the teams. They were with some games they got busted,
but some games they was hanging around.
Yeah,
and we just had the worst goddamn luck. And I could not understand for the life of me why you were starting Alec Burks over Jaden Ivey.
That's crazy.
No, Killian Hayes.
Oh, why were you starting?
That was gross. That's what you call malpractice. As a head coach,
I'm gonna tell you why he was doing that. And
what were you doing?
That looks spiteful, bro.
He did that because he wanted to trade Killian, so he had to give him some reps.
I don't know if I believe that.
It had to be because the eye test says what he might be better.
I feel like he was literally trying to claim that Killian Hayes was a better defender.
I'm
telling you, TZ.
No way in the world he thought that.
That man didn't like Jaden.
Yeah, I think that was it felt personal. It was for sure it felt personal.
No question, it was all personal.
So
it was all personal.
Keeping it, if y'all don't mind, let's transition real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
We're gonna stay with the Pistons here.
Okay.
One of the guys that looks like is not gonna be coming back, Mr. Malik Beasley.
Oh, he threw.
This is now. I don't know. This is the NBA we talking about. So I don't know what type of, people that have looking into whenever you sign somebody, whatever going on. But they saying this man has had legal troubles his entire NBA career. The man has made $60 million since 2016. But for some reason, the dude out here bold, and they was about to give him 3 years, 42 M's. Yep. And that looked like that's over with.
Oh, it's done.
Oh, ain't no look like that is Duncan Robinson.
We talking about he not paying back his dentist. He not paying back his barber. Oldest barber almost $30-something thousand. I don't know. They saying
he might not be back in the NBA.
Right. We can get to that point.
Because I guarantee you he's not paying the IRS. If you ain't paying your dentist, you ain't paying the IRS.
But I'm saying just in the last, 5 years alone,
he's done.
12 different liens filed against him since 2018. He's not paying back his rental fees, rental association. He not paying back nobody.
It's funny when
he don't like paying bills.
It's funny when you
but you're rich, dude.
You might not be, bro.
It's funny when you get exposed to certain things, how all of this comes out. We had heard none of this.
That's true.
Not a word.
That's true.
Word. Right. No, so that's just to one, show you what the media does. Two, dude does have a gambling issue. Okay. Word is he owed the Saudis $650,000. Okay.
Oh, dang.
Yes, bro. So I didn't know it.
I didn't hear that one.
You check these clips, it literally looks like he was doing something, bro. Minnesota, when he played for the Wolves, it's like 3 seconds left on the clock. They were down by 9. He snatched the rebound, ran up court, and dunked it.
Trying to cover that spread.
Man, look here. Another play, Mike. I can't remember who it was. I think it's when he was in Milwaukee. Dog, whoever he was guarding, he pointed to the right. Then he went to the right and Beasley went to the left.
Wow.
You might have been doing this for a while, bro.
Well, they're saying it goes back to when they claim it wasn't this season with Detroit.
That's what they
go back to last season. But look how bad he played in the playoffs.
New York, that last pass,
like that last that he dropped out the
hit you in the chest like it was Dan Marino.
Look how bad he shot from 3 in general in that series. So
it looked bad. It looked real bad.
When you talk about prop bets, probably for yourself, I have a lot to do with that. If they're saying my line is 3.5 threes, I'm about to go 0 for 8.
I'm
1 for 9.
Let me tell you something. Look, he the beginning.
Yeah.
It's more coming.
For sure.
They said it's Gary Payton.
How many times we talked on the phone? I'm complaining about, man, I can't believe I just lost this by half a point. Or this guy, he made 2 threes in the first quarter. And he missed all the rest of them in the rest of the game. I'm like, I only want $100. I just want $100. That's all I wanted. I ain't asked for a lot. Just dudes you be like, dog, where's your game at? Once you put them on your ticket, they just forget how to play basketball.
Vegas has officially
they have
ruined sports.
And they just look at all the commercials that you see.
That.
Look at the sports betting commercials that you see during the games.
All day, every day.
This is about to get out of control, bro.
It's already out of control.
It's already out of control.
It's there.
At this
it's
point,
700 different apps to gamble.
At this point, I'm just going to say I wish Beasley well, and I hope he get in front of this very soon.
Bro, that's really all you can say.
It's a curtain call.
That's all we can say.
Because he's not going to play in the NBA anymore.
He's not going to play at one team at all. That's why they kept it under the wraps, because he was still active in the NBA. But because he's not active any longer, it's over. It's over. Not one team gonna touch him. Not one team.
I'm just
he might go overseas and play. Hopefully.
See, we don't know if this is like an Allen Iverson type of situation to where he's paying everybody and his crew, the people that roll with him, because he went broke kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Paying for his mans and taking everybody to towns. Gambling. But when he was in Detroit, I ran into him a few times at MGM at the Big Wheel. I ran into him. He tried to talk to my son's auntie at Fridays in Southfield. Like, these guys are still human, man. Let's not act like just because they rich, like sometimes you can't take the hood, like not to be like that. You can't take when you get to a certain level or a certain status, you got to switch it up.
Go, man. Everybody can't go.
And you have to change up how you operate.
And that's why I don't know if y'all probably heard this, but that's why they was talking. Well, Chris Paul actually said it, where you're phasing out all the veterans and mentorships that the league had at that point. Mm-hmm. You're phasing them out, and now these young guys that's coming in, they wow. Yeah. They're getting all this money. They don't know how to kind of conserve their money. They don't know no financial literacy or anything. They just blowing their money because they in the NBA. You got to tell me, these number one picks getting 40 to 60 million when they get to the league, and they getting 450,000 in one game.
Or
what do you think somebody on that team gonna do?
I'm hoping, and I'll give him his props. I'm hoping, like, with the return of Mike and these other vets that's gonna be on NBC, I'm hoping that they talk to them.
Yes,
that's very important. Very important. Like Magic was trying to talk to Ant-Man at one point. Like, you got to be very listen. You living in a time right now where if it happens, everybody can know immediately. It ain't no hiding it.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
See, y'all living in a dangerous time. When Magic and them was out here balling and all that, you had to dig dirt to get certain things. Press was there with cameras. It ain't there. They don't need the press. It could be your lady with the camera. Selling footage.
Your neighbor.
They need mentors, man. I swear they do. And it's sad that they're phasing them out. They need mentors, bro. They really do.
Or, they might be, they traveling all together all the time. And maybe one cat can afford to lose $1 million to $5 to $10 million on a dice game or some cards game.
It's crazy.
And now you own your bears.
You got your peers. Like, let's just say for instance SGA, right? He facing the league right now. Mm-hmm. SGA just signed that stupid, ridiculous
$75 contract. A year.
Right?
What do you get? 4 year, 285?
Mm-hmm.
They all the same age. They all the same age.
Goodness.
Who's telling these guys how to do, how to be able to control
this money?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. To be honest, I think it comes down to some character issues too. How are you raised? How are you built?
Of course.
So sometimes dog might just be like, like to me with Cade Cunningham. What do we say? I told you the other day about this.
Yeah, he's been a grown man.
He's been a father since 17 years old.
He's been a grown man.
I think we were very comfortable knowing
made him grow
if we were gonna give him, if he made the All NBA, it go from 224 to 269.
Don't matter. Yeah,
he's the type of dude, character wise, I bank on.
Was raised by Southern parents, bro.
Yeah.
He got a big brother who was a hooper.
Big brother's Hooper.
You know,
Hooper.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you come
That
from a
means
family.
something.
When you come from a family, it's a different story. And I ain't trying to veer off the subject, but like I said, look, if you got some fellas out here who ain't right, most of the time they have mother issues or daddy issues. If you get a girl who is constantly a lot of times there wasn't a daddy there.
Facts.
So when you get somebody like Kay Cunningham who was raised by a village, you get a much better situation.
You get
Kay
what
loyal,
we see.
bro. He is, and he was raised that way.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Just made it the right stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I'm with you.
You know, we might shoot. We all about to be. Well, I'm about to be 40. We in our 40s pretty much. We might not ever see the type of money that these guys see.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for me, if somebody's willing to invest that type of money in me, and I'm supposed to be a face of a franchise or whatever, I'm gonna take that seriously. And I just think these cats just kind of like,
and the reason
that's
why
the difference between this generation and the generation back then.
And the reason why we're bringing this up, man, because we really rock.
I feel bad for him. I actually feel, that's a
bro.
fan favorite.
Rock would be. We was gonna bring him back.
That was
man.
literally a heart.
That hurt.
I heard it.
Hearing, I'm like, what?
He was a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really needed him to come back, man.
That man went to trade in the middle of the season.
Don't
said,
trade me.
Please don't trade me, sir.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro. And his mama from here.
Yeah.
Went to Henry Ford, bro.
Come on, man.
man.
Come on, man. And we was treating him like a hometown boy.
We was.
I ain't gonna lie. And there was just one situation. He was on the podcast and he said, James Harden, I got a sore Thompson for you, boy. Right? And he went out there and he locked James Harden up when we played the Clippers.
In Detroit, when they come to Detroit.
Yeah. That was the next. But see, you didn't hear about that interview until we went to LA and James Harden beat us.
Yeah. What he dropped 50, didn't he?
Yeah.
He dropped 50.
That's the only reason why you heard about it.
Well, you know, it's unfortunate. It's not the news that all Detroit Pistons fans wanted to hear.
None.
I'm not one of those cats who want to step on people, beat them while they down.
No.
I don't know what you do in your personal life.
Yeah.
Whether you choose to pay back your bills or not. But
I wish you will, bro.
It looks like that was it.
It's curtain call. And
but,
I appreciate his little stint here with us, man.
We talking about.
Yeah, it made a difference, man.
We talking about he's one of 5 people ever to hit 300 triples in the season.
Yeah,
he's up there with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry.
He like in the Detroit history forever.
Yeah, so he in the Pistons history for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But moving along.
Yeah.
Much respect, Beasley.
Much respect,
get
Beasley.
Together, bro.
I did want to hit some of these other trades that were made. And I want to get y'all mindset of the tiers now. What's happened so far. We've seen Michael Porter Jr. get traded to Brooklyn Nets. Cam Johnson going to Denver. Tim Hardaway's going to Denver. Valanciunas is going to Denver.
Man, Denver clown.
Kristaps Porzingis, Nickeil Alexander-Walker are headed to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I heard
Brooke Lopez is headed to the Clippers. DeAndre Ayton is going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Clint Capella are headed to Houston. Where do y'all think the Western Conference is going to look like if nothing else happen?
Go ahead, TZ.
The Western Conference is going to always be juggernauts, right? And all they did was just get that much better. All them Texas teams, as far as Houston, as far as Dallas, as far as San Antonio, that's just in Texas.
Yeah.
One of them 3 teams is saying, I'm going to the Western Conference Finals.
I think
the way
Houston.
The way they look and the way they is built, you know what I mean? But you never know because San Antonio can make played. Because I'm looking at San Antonio like, wow.
They young and they athletic.
And you still haven't seen Fox and Wemby play together.
Mm-hmm.
That can be special. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. And that's just 3 Texas teams. We're not talking about, the other teams that made good moves like Denver. They got something to say.
That Cam Johnson was a
power.
That was.
That's 4 teams. It's only 7.
And that I forgot
4.
I forgot to mention they got Bruce Brown back too.
Yes, they did.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
got Bruce Brown back.
And we gotta mention OKC. So that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, OKC the champ. So they go. But I'm just saying, like, out of the hierarchy of the Western Conference, like, so far as what's been done, where would you rank them? Like,
Man, I can't even. I just go with top 3. You gotta say OKC because they defending champs.
obviously,
Mm-hmm.
That KD move, you gotta go with Houston because
I might
Houston,
go Denver too. That's just
yeah,
I ain't gonna cut you off.
I'm I understand. I feel you, but you gotta say Houston next because KD
Okay.
got to.
Okay.
And the way they play defensively with that coach over there. So I would say
Udoka.
Houston.
You go Houston number 2.
I go Houston and then Denver. And then everybody else kind of fall in the pecking order at that point. Maybe Dallas 4th, San Antonio maybe 5th, and then so forth and so forth.
I go OKC 1. I'm gonna go Denver. What they just did. What they just did.
That yoke is crazy.
Is
they built them
2,
out that point.
but and the only reason why I'm gonna put Houston at 3 is because KD ain't shown me shit in a long time. He still can score points, but he ain't winning games.
It ain't resort to winning yet.
So in a Udoka system, he gonna have to humble himself.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he can do that. And be able, and we'll see what's going to happen in Houston because with what they done loaded up with Clint, you know, they still got Almond. They dumped Jalen Green like he was a bag of shit.
Well, look how bad he played. He looked like a joke.
Talked all that shit about
all that about Cade trying to. Oh, I'm not. You ain't better than Cade Cunningham,
Come on, bro.
Stop it.
Did you see when we played Houston last season and Cade dunked on 3 of them niggas?
Yeah.
All of y'all niggas. All of y'all. He literally said that. I saved that clip. It's in my phone.
Listen.
It's in my phone.
He's over there about to die in Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah.
It's over. Who's the coach over there? Nobody knows. Who you know?
They still ain't heard nobody. They ain't heard nobody yet.
Nobody knows.
Oh, they haven't.
Nobody knows.
Oh, they sure haven't.
Nobody knows.
Okay. Let's talk about the East. A lot of these podcasts I've watched, they think Atlanta's a dark horse. What they done?
It is.
They got Orlando and Cleveland 1 and 2. Then they got New York. I like Tim Legler what he said though.
Yeah,
he says it's between. He thinks it'll be Orlando, Detroit.
He's a smart man.
Yeah, because you have to look at it like this. We were missing Isaiah Stewart and Jaden Ivey.
Tough.
That's just a fact.
That's our team.
That's just a fact.
Yeah.
And you look how close games 3, 4, 5, and 6 were.
All of them, bro.
They were record margin close in 40 years.
3-point
average
margins.
of 2 points.
Yeah. 2.3
2-point loss.
2 or 3.
You trying to tell me if Jaden Ivey and Isaiah Stewart not there, we don't go to the Eastern Conference Finals possibly?
Cat couldn't handle.
He couldn't
handle
Stewart.
Bro.
He couldn't handle Stewart.
Stu gave him hell.
He did.
He was all in his chest.
He was all in his chest, bro.
So
JD couldn't do that.
So we pivot to Karis LeVert, who's a 6'6" wing.
Mm-hmm.
Interchangeable.
He
can do it all, bro.
You know, he can shoot the 3. He can pull up mid range.
Can lock
he
you
can
down.
make a free throw
and play defense.
He can bother you a little bit. And he's a better defender than Tim Hardaway.
Hell yeah.
And he's a better rebounder. And he
overall, he's just a better. Overall, he's just better.
He's a better player. Yes.
Duncan Robinson has been a career sniper.
Yes.
His whole
career sniper.
So when he was 4, he was a sniper.
If you don't make 323s,
we don't need him to.
We just need you
we need him to spread that floor.
Spread the floor. So if you break down the East, truly, not just because we're from Detroit,
right?
What would you rank the Eastern Conference based on what's happened so far?
Cleveland got exposed.
Yes, they did, and I'm tired of them being considered 1 or 2.
So that 1 or 2
to me, please stop.
No, they're
okay.
Done. Yeah,
Boston is getting rebuilt.
Yeah, we ain't even talking about Boston.
So,
because I don't know. Go ahead, my bad.
I think the sleeper is Atlanta.
True.
Orlando, Detroit.
There you go.
That's it.
There you
Seriously.
go.
And then I'm not gonna disrespect them Knicks, bro.
No, them Knicks is in the mix.
Well, you have a freaking closer in Brunson.
Why the hell did you fire Thibodeau?
That's crazy.
You picked up Mike Brown.
That's crazy.
Hey man,
The Knicks is out smoking something. They smoking.
Why the
They
hell did you
smoking.
fire this
They
man?
crazy. Mental health is real.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with them.
Hey, dog.
Why?
Listen here.
There was no reason why.
Listen here.
It's crazy.
I will say this about Mike Brown. He's played with a lot of superstars in his career.
He has. He's coached some great
Let's
ones.
keep it a buck. He's been around a lot of talent, whether he's been a head coach or an assistant coach.
He ain't got one as a head, right? He only got him as assistant, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't.
He got one with he got 2
Golden
or
State.
3 with Golden State, right?
Golden State.
Yeah, I don't know if that was. I do think he's a better offensive mind than Thibodeau. But to me, are they that much different? Are they that much different as a head coach?
No, because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna keep Tibbs. Why would you get rid of Tibbs and get and get a coach who is not, to me, is maybe the same type of coach?
That's what I'm saying. So
he's gonna do it his way.
I think Mike Brown is a little more player friendly. I do. I think he's willing to make different changes, maybe quicker than Thibodeau. Thibodeau seems very stubborn.
I think
when you,
I'm with you. I think Mike Brown would utilize his team better.
He's gonna find a way to maybe get this guy, and maybe it's gonna be different things he's gonna do differently than what Tibbs is gonna do. I want to see what he do in Jalen Brunson.
But to me, when you fire a coach who just took it to the Eastern Conference Finals, you gotta have a coach in the win like, oh yeah, he's that much better.
Yeah.
But you didn't move the needle.
Rick Carlisle, Larry Brown.
You didn't move the needle. So what was the firing for it? You just didn't like the guy? It was personal? All right, I got it. It was personal.
Same thing with Bill Davidson to Rick Carlisle.
Yeah,
what did you fire Rick Carlisle for?
No reason.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it was personal.
Because he would have got that ring regardless.
We got it now. It's personal. It was personal. We got it.
Larry Brown became available. Larry Brown showed a track record for everywhere he go. He won. Or he got the team better.
But we the only NBA championship he ever won.
I know.
Only.
And that's Rick Carlisle's team. That's
Rick Carlisle's team.
So it's the same thing. It's the Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr effect.
Bro, well, Mark Jackson, clearly somebody didn't like him.
Yeah, that's a fact.
The only thing he did was go on TV and said, I got the best shooting backcourt ever.
That's all he said.
Somebody didn't like him.
Steve Kerr came right down from the broadcast booth and took that man's job.
And he drafted all of them.
Every last one.
Mark Jackson drafted all of them.
Every last one.
Come on, man. So, just being real, don't get me wrong. I'm happy about the 04 ring. I'm happy that LB, but Bill Davidson said, I don't like Rick Carlisle. Joe, you need to get rid of him. He said you need to get rid of him. Joe laughed and said, stop. Are you serious?
This is where I'm at, man.
And what has he done? Rick Carlisle, he won everywhere he went.
Right, literally. So, Tibbs got fired because somebody was upset. I think it's got something to do with and they met Jalen Brunson daddy, and I'm mad about that.
Yeah, it's Dolan.
They did what?
Said Jalen Brunson and daddy mad about
that. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if y'all remember the last show we talked about the Knicks and them letting go of Tibbs. In the exit interviews, it was just too many players complaining about Thibodeau not listening, being rigid. They went to him. We saw him arguing with Josh Hart on the sideline. They said he didn't want to listen to nobody else coaching staff. What I say? I said, you got to be able to get along with people that you work with every day.
I get it. If you didn't win. I'm the
so
coach.
You can okay.
I'm the coach.
All right. I don't know, man. I just think if you got to be able to get along with folks too, bro.
If you didn't win,
that might trump a lot of other things that you do.
I'm a CEO. I hire you to be my president to orchestrate this team, right? You orchestrate that team. You find a coach. We win. We went to the Eastern Conference Finals. I get mad at him for some reason and fired him. How you feeling?
It's not about getting mad, but if somebody rub you the wrong way every single fucking day, every single day,
I mean,
you eventually be like, you know what?
I'm not your psychiatrist.
I don't even have to sit. I don't have to deal with you.
I'm not your psychiatrist. I'm your coach. We're winning.
I mean,
but you want to play me 40 minutes a night? I'm telling you, I need a break. Like, have you ever I ain't like being took out the game, but dude, yeah, I can't play every single minute of the game.
Well, here's my thing.
Damn.
I agree with you on that perspective because he shouldn't be playing them guys that long. I get that. You're right. You're right. But at the end of the day, tell me that's why you fired me. They didn't say anything. They didn't.
I guess I'm just getting back to the hierarchy of the NBA Eastern Conference, maybe for the next season.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Mike Brown.
Where are you going? Though. Where are you going?
For
give me your first six. Give me your first six in the East.
Man, come on, I'm definitely saying Detroit. Come on,
number one.
Come on, man.
Dang.
I'm not going no farther than that, man. Detroit, and that's it. And I ain't speaking on no other East team.
I'm you got Detroit number one.
No other East team, bro.
He said he ain't speaking on no other East team.
I talk about the West, and I tell you my hierarchy in the West. But I tell you, one, Detroit Pistons, that's it, bro. We taking it all away. I promise you we is, bro. I'm not going no other way with it. And number one, everybody else that's our ops.
First thing we got to do is jail.
That's it.
First thing they do is jail. JB get him to jail.
Mike, you said
sky's the limit.
Mike. You said it though.
Sky's the limit.
You said Mike, the one who said it. He was like, man, he was like, man, you are. He told me, and this was beginning of the season. He was like, all right, these boys might do something.
Listen,
I couldn't believe it.
Well, I
couldn't.
I didn't know it was gonna be that big of a jump, but
I couldn't believe it.
I knew they weren't gonna get smacked again.
Listen,
that's the only thing I was kind of. I was like, they don't get smacked again.
I couldn't believe it, bro. You was right on that one. I couldn't believe it. Mike.
I saw a picture.
I was just happy they were competitive.
I saw a picture, and like I said, I'm a Piston. I watched every game. If I wasn't at the damn game,
you were y'all too.
Yeah, I was at a lot of Piston games this year. Yeah.
The last year and the season before. But
Me
listen,
too. Yeah.
I watch these boys because I'm bled in here. I told everybody, I said, we're not going to be that 14-win team next season. I said, me and my cousin Jonathan, I said, JB is a good move. He was like, well, damn, a good move. I said, yeah. I said, I like the veteranship with Beasley. I said, I like the Beasley move for 1 year, you know.
Ooh, that was a great move.
And I felt like the biggest move was Tobias. The veteranship that came in them three
made them learn
made
how to
them
win
that much better.
And they grew up with Tobias.
So I thought it was important to make sure when it comes for this season for us to just play how we played. Mm-hmm. I was saying that we was going to be good. I didn't say we was getting to the playoffs. I said we was going to be better. I definitely told everybody we was going to be better. But as I started watching in the preseason, I saw a picture before the season started of the whole team, and it was just staring at the camera. And I looked at my baby. I'm like, these boys going to play different. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I said,
the crazy part about it is that picture you talking about, Ivy wasn't in it.
He wasn't.
Tell Deacon what was your bet for the Pistons before they even went to the playoffs. You said they was gonna go where, and you put a bet on it.
Oh yeah, I had to come out the East
to the finals.
I had to come out the East.
That bet would have probably been dangerous.
But I'm saying,
I'm telling you,
if Ivy and Stewart are healthy,
they going.
Yeah.
They had a shot to get to the finals, bro.
They were going.
That's a fact.
They were going, bro.
The only team that would have gave us a problem, I really feel like, is Indy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think Boston would have even been that much of a problem, bro. Even though they beat us more this season than we beat them.
And the only way because Halliburton felt the way about us. So K and K would have been going at it for sure.
And now's the question: whether we got them in the first round or the second.
Yeah.
I think if we get them in the first round, we finish 5, they finish 4.
Yeah.
If we would have got them in the first round and was able to take them out, I believe it's Pistons OKC in the finals, bro.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Boston, to me, I think we kind of see that, like, that Kristaps, it just didn't work. They got one. Let me not say it didn't work out at all. They got a chip. They did get a chip. Mm-hmm. But overall, that's a jump shooting team, man. That's a jump shooting team. So they don't know nothing else but shooting jump.
Threes, that's it.
And if you somehow, some way, if somebody have an off night here, You can get them.
I think JB going somewhere.
Jaylen Brown.
I think he's gonna end up.
It's
going
kind of too
somewhere.
quiet. Yeah.
I think he's gonna end up going somewhere. But I don't know. Somebody got want that contract.
Man, did you hear what Bam said about JP?
No, what you?
You're the mustiest man in the NBA.
He's stupid.
I'm not lying. This is not a kid. He said it.
He might not
He
be
said
going
he
to Miami.
smells terrible.
He might not be going to Miami.
Okay.
Miami. I keep hearing that there's a possibility of Giannis going down there. I keep hearing
that too. What
y'all think about that?
I like it. I like Giannis in South Beach.
You know what I think? I think he's staying in Milwaukee, bro.
You do?
Yeah, me too.
I think he's staying in Milwaukee.
Think he put it on the show for nothing?
It's just you made this one little comment. I would consider now possibly the thought of not being here. You never said I demand a trade. You haven't said anything since. They just got
peace emoji.
They just got Miles Turner for you. He ain't going nowhere, bro. I don't think he's going nowhere. So
he was upset about the Dame move.
He's very
as he should be. But let's be honest, that did not work out. No. That when we all saw it initially, we was like, oh wow, but it just didn't play out right.
The truth of the matter is that Dame was coming off of his first injury at that point. He done had two more
after that.
And it's over. It's not what it was.
And how old is Dame now?
30.
He's 34.
I was about to say 33.
He's
okay.
33 or 34.
Yeah. One of them. It might be.
It's getting close.
Getting close. Real close.
Achilles ended Isaiah Thomas' career, bro.
And Kobe.
You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is when you catch it later, that's dangerous, bro. I mean, he might still hoop, but Dame time, I believe, is gone.
Yeah.
I believe that's gone.
So
I'm sorry to say, I hope you don't take that personal, Dame. You was one of the best that I saw. I wish you could have got out of Portland before you did, bro.
Much sooner.
I really do.
Much sooner. He waited too long in Portland. He was down there playing with LaMarcus Aldridge.
He was being
He's
loyal.
Been out of the league for years.
He was being loyal, bro.
He was.
He was playing with LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yes, he was.
When was the last time you seen him playing?
And that was a bad man at one point. He never lived up to his full potential.
That's who I said. What did I tell you? That's who I said Durant need to go work out with. That would be nice. Him and Big Smooth.
Man, I'd love him to work out with Dream. But like I said, because he's still doing that. Old as he is, he's still working out players. Bro.
Hey, but I'm gonna ask you this. Man, I'm gonna be honest with both of y'all. I was pissed off about Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Oh, we know.
I was pissed.
I know you was.
I wanted him bad. But it's okay because I see what we got now.
Well, here's the play. Here's the play. Bro. This is what happened. This is what I think happened. Just knowing, obviously I don't know Trey Langdon, but the way he liked to move and operate, I think so far what we've seen is in his press conferences, optionality, flexibility. He not about to be locked into your behind for more than 2 seasons. Nickeil got a 4-year, $62 million deal, fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
What he did with Duncan Robinson said, I give you what?
It's
3 years, 48.
But it's 2 and 1.
Yeah, that third year ain't guaranteed, and that second one not either.
Yeah. That's how he did it.
He not even about to even waste like in the 2 years, 29 to Caris LeVert, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he not about to be locked in to nobody over 3 years.
He said that though at the beginning of the season.
He did.
So he said we ain't making no crazy move.
He's sticking to how he's about to move, and I think he got scarred from that Zion in New Orleans.
Yeah,
that scar. He like dog, like I can't get you to stay on the court for more than 30 games,
and he can't get rid of him.
I can't get rid of you.
Nope.
Man, I'm about to bounce. So it's in the kill, bro. I wish you the best. Like my thing is, you would have probably been better over here. You would have been better coming to Detroit.
Said we shot an offer.
But if you want to play with little baby Trae Young and Nkongwu, okay. I still got the Pistons better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still got the Trae over them still.
Absolutely.
So
you know why? Because we got that man that's number 2. What's his name?
That's the difference.
Deuce.
He is why would you what has Trae Young shown you?
Best point guard in the league.
Yeah,
right? Is he the best point guard in the
Arguably,
league?
he really is.
Man,
And that's
Arguably,
why, like, okay, Tim, you know what? You in the twilight of your career now. You 33. If you want to go to Denver to try to get one, go ahead. I respect you. I get it. But yeah, I just think if you looking at a team, an up and coming team that's young and fresh and looking like they just need a little bit of something, why not the Pistons? I just don't understand. Why not the Pistons? We right there.
They don't want to be here. That's all it is.
We right there.
They don't want to play gritty. You know what I mean? It's the grit. It's the Detroit.
You got handle our type of basketball. Bro.
It's the heart.
And
it's
you have
everything.
to really understand that it's been that way for generations.
They're not ready to put on them buffs right now, man. They ain't ready to put on them glasses.
Look, man, listen, as Quincaid say, when you play here in the city, start to love, and they love you and they adapt you, you become a part of it.
That's it.
It's different.
But just look how quickly the crowd came back out for these guys
Swift.
after the worst season in the league, and then we saw y'all. And we were still actually top 10 in sellouts last year when we was the year before we was crappy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's bro, if you give us a good product, something to root for, we gonna show up.
Oh yeah,
Detroit supports.
So
Detroit.
I don't know, man. That's just
and that's how I know we're gonna be that much better next season.
Yeah,
because Cade and them feel that they couldn't win one playoff game here.
I'm gonna tell you something.
They feel that that's not gonna happen again.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Dan Campbell.
Oh, come on, bro.
And the Detroit Lions. Because the shit that he has started when he came in here talking about biting kneecaps and shit.
That's my kind of
He has created so much goddamn grit.
I will go out there right now.
That's the key word. Listen to me.
Look what the Tigers
Look
did
at
too.
The Tigers are the best team in baseball, bro. And you know what's crazy about that, Mike? When you look at ESPN, who they talking about? The Yankees and the Dodgers.
It's the same thing they do with the NBA.
Come on, man.
It's the Lakers, Warriors, anybody else. So,
and we the best team in
look
baseball.
How bad the coverage look how bad the coverage was for the finals. As soon as it was they went right to free agency. They didn't even talk about OKC. So
it's okay. But we used to this though. We used to be overlooked.
If you ain't,
that's what drives us, bro.
And that's why I got so much respect for OKC because they did it, and being a what's the term they use, undermarket team or whatever the term is.
Small market
team. Because if you build a good team, then you
Steph
can
Curry.
win.
Listen, bro. Listen, that's all I got to say. Yeah. Steph Curry, he brought that team from a small market to a large market team, bro. Steph Curry did that, bro.
Yeah, because they hadn't had a ring since Rick Barry, bro.
That's incredible.
We don't know what else is going to transpire, but I hope it's a 4 or 5.
We do.
The Malik Monk deal that might be gone.
Yeah,
that's off the table.
But
I think that's off the table.
If you just look at us right now for what we just did so far,
Jay Sizzle, we got to.
I'll take our chances. So.
But if we didn't get him, I heard him talking about going to get somebody as a backup for.
I heard Chris Boucher.
Boucher.
I think other guys like Harrison Barnes.
They looking at
Keegan Murray.
Looking at Rui Hachimura.
So we'll see, man. It's not over yet.
At this point, I take just about anybody.
I'll take one of them.
I take one of them.
Would you start him over Bobby Clement in the second, coming off the bench?
I'm letting the guy we got, bench himself, right? If you gonna go out here and hoop and get your minutes,
because I believe JB give you a chance.
But if you're gonna let somebody come in from a sign and trade and take your spot, then you don't deserve it. Let's see how let's hoop.
Right now, your starting 5 should be Cade, Jaden, Asur, Tobias, Duran. Your bench looking like it's going to be Sasser, Karras, Duncan Robinson, possibly
Chaz, the rookie.
Well, I mean, see, he had 2 though. I don't know where they're going to swing this 4 on the bench. It could be Bobby Clement and then the 5 Stu.
Let's just keep our fingers crossed. Because it's probably 1 or 2 more moves he possibly can make.
Yeah,
but
for sure, he's making one more move.
Yeah.
It's one more move coming because he got to make the move with that exception. He got to because he have it. So we just want to see which move he's gonna make.
Well, let's see. They officially they can sign free agents starting tomorrow, July 6th.
Right.
Yeah, that's today.
So we'll see what's up, y'all, in the next couple of weeks, man.
Some
So
coming. We
we got next, everybody.
We got
Anybody
next.
tuning in, thank you again.
As always.
We'll talk to y'all soon now.
in a minute.
We got next.
Take care.